like that. I said it reminds me of hearing, "Come on down, you're the next contestant on The Price is Right." And then how Drew Carey hosts it, and he said the only role he could play is himself, and it's like, yeah, I get it. I know what that's like being a performer. And then I once worked with somebody, and we weren't on the same page, and I realized we were talking about two different people. Drew Carey, not Jim Carrey. They're both comedians, but otherwise they are very different in many different ways. Various ways. Well, I've got an agenda, so let's get to it. Well, everywhere I go, I pay attention to music, and I understand why. Because if I do that, if I put all my focus on that, I don't have the time to feel sad about anything. And it is true. Music is the soundtrack of your life. And I've been paying attention to it, try to write it down wherever I've been hearing it. Although I still kick myself at times when I don't write it down right away when I'm at a place like, the grocery store. And it's like, well, I remember enough lyrics to look it up online, and then a day later it's like, all right, is this it? And it's like, yeah, close enough. I was thinking it was Lucinda Williams. No, it was a different lady singer. It was Sheryl Crow doing Anything But Down, and it's like, yeah, I guess on some level a song like that works for me. It's about a lopsided relationship. You know, we've all been in some of those. Oh, and then the other two that were memorable to me recently, I was just in the area of the state capitol, and then I was passing by the Lindbergh statue, and I heard somebody playing church music there, and I said, oh yeah, that, for those who know church music, it was Azu Joy Man's Desiring by J.S. Bach. You hear it a lot at Christmas or at weddings. And it's like, yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't know if there were actually words to it, because music from that far back usually didn't have it. But it's like, yeah, it was worth pausing for a little while for that. But I didn't get very close because the dude had a dog with him, and the dog kept staring at me. But thankfully, the dog didn't bark, and it's like, good. I get a treat in more ways than one. The dog leaves me alone, and I get to hear good music. So, yeah, win-win all around. The thing I've said before is I'm only worried when dogs don't bark at me. Oh, and then the last one, I do a lot of walks even at night. That's what I've said about how I've gained for the pandemic. It's the pandemic diet. I've been drinking less beer and walking more. I was passing by a bar, and it's like, oh, I had to pause on that one. Don't I know that song? Even though I was outside, I could still hear it well enough. It was Cheap Thrills, the #1 hit by Sia, and it's like, yeah, I'll stay and listen to that. And thankfully nobody passed by and then wondered what the hell I was doing there, because I know sometimes you will get that from people where it's like, especially at night, it's like, are you about to commit a crime? It's like, no, I just like the song is what I would have had ready for people if they were going to ask what I was doing there. And then, movies. I'm still doing the Redbox rental thing on most weekends. And this weekend's rental was Protégé. Had actors I recognized in it, Sam Jackson and Michael Keaton. And I like thrillers, I think, because just the way I'm wired, where I want to be challenged even when I'm watching a movie. And in a thriller you are, because it keeps you guessing. And it reminded me of another movie I had seen during this Redbox pandemic era, because it was about a badass lady assassin. I don't know what it is about that, but I don't know, the outfits that she wears, or I don't know. But it's also a case of I like seeing how they get it all done, because of course they're being paid to kill people. Not quite the same as a James Bond movie, but hey, close enough. Oh, and other things going on in my life. Of course, I'm a stodgy academic. I major in history. I like books, so sometimes I will go to bookshelves. I went to a Barnes & Noble this weekend, and I said, oh, I'm thankful I waited a week to get books that I had seen, because I had the time to find out whether or not I had any of them. And I took pictures of 5 books, found out I already had 2 of them. It's like, good. Because I know what it's like to buy a book you already have. But I'm thankful for the that I bought the two that I got, because one of them was profiling roles by actor George Clooney, and I liked him in Up in the Air. And then the other was a history book, over 100 two-page stories in it. And then while I was there, I noticed some of the ads that seemed to be badly placed. Oh, did I say this was Harmar and Roseville? Yeah, it definitely wasn't Rosedale Mall. I mean, Harmar is Bush League, if you compare it to Rosedale Mall. I like seeing Dex ads there, the phone company, because I remember those on TV when I moved here 17 years ago. Dex, don't ask, because they personified the damn phone book. But the Dex ads I saw there were saying, hello St. Cloud, hello Minneapolis, we're in Roseville. It reminds me of being at concerts where they'll say, hello Minneapolis, we're in St. Paul, people. I would have accepted Twin Cities. Some people just don't know the Twin Cities that well when they're outside of here. This was definitely not St. Cloud. I didn't understand that one at all. And then a little, in a different part of the mall, I saw a fancy space for rent ad. You can advertise here. It's like, well, I guess that does work better than just saying space for rent, call this number, because I've seen it be that cheap before. Other things going on in my life. I went to Aldi and I saw a creepy-looking doll. And it's like, yeah, I wouldn't have bought it anyway. But definitely when it looks creepy. I mean, almost like Chucky from Child's Play. And then, at work I was caught off guard when I was passing through to check for deliveries and they asked me how I was doing. It's like, oh, all right. I even admitted I wasn't expecting anybody to ask me. It's like, me? It's like, and I recovered. It's like, yeah, everything's fine. I mean, I've been staying ahead of the game. I don't mind how things are going because I've adapted because this is all I know on how long I've been there. Well, I guess that'll do it for me. Thank you. You've all been great.